This is kind of unexpected to me. Honestly, I was a little surprised by this, but there's a massive shift in coaching. I think from the time the Detroit Pistons and Dwane Casey decided it was no longer going to be a coaching thing for Casey, but instead going to be a front office thing. I think everybody thought Charles Lee was going to be the guy. But then all of a sudden, we have this shift. Bud gets fired, Mike Budenholzer of the Milwaukee Bucks, and all of a sudden now Vegas is saying that Charles Lee is a 2-1 favorite to land that job, trailed only by Nick Nurse's 3-1. So they're saying he has a 50% chance at landing the job in Milwaukee. Toronto's now an opening. There are and the Bucks, like we just said, are an opening. So there are multiple decent openings that are happening. And you have to start wondering, are the Pistons going to get the best coach available? I think the second question you have to ask yourself, we'll get to this later, is Mike Budenholzer a viable choice for the Pistons? But some things have been changing because Charles Lee, not only because of the Bucks, but also because of what the Pistons brass is saying. It says Kevin Ollie, the leading candidate. Vegas odds, Charles Lee to Milwaukee, Detroit hire could come soon. One reporter believes Ken Ollie is the front runner for the vacancy. So here's the thing that's important. When we hear one reporter, we also have to be like, okay, let's take this with a grain of salt. Here's the problem. Who's the one reporter? So if that one reporter is a random person at a national media outlet or somebody that's not close in connection with what's going on, it doesn't hold much weight. But if it's a local guy, if it's someone on the beat, all of a sudden it's starting to hold a little more weight. Maybe if it's Omari Sankofa or somebody like that. If it's James Edwards III of The Athletic, that holds the most weight. And that is exactly who is saying that he believes Kevin Ollie is the leading candidate for this job. Kind of interesting. Here's what he said exactly. Ollie is a real, I didn't mean to say it like Muhammad Ali, Kevin Ollie. All right, Ollie is a real candidate who I believe is the front runner for the vacancy. All right. Yeah, we understand that we don't know a source within the Pistons that directly said those words, but Edwards is reading the tea leaves the best that he can. If Kevin Ollie really is the leading candidate all of a sudden, let's get to know him because he's been out of the coaching world for 4 or 5 years now. His last time he coached was in 2018 with UConn, I believe. It's not that I believe it's UConn. It was UConn. But let's go back to his playing career and get to know who Kevin Ollie is. He played for UConn from 91 to 95. Then he went to the Kinetic Pride. Don't worry about it. It's part of the Continental Basketball League or Association. It's no longer a thing. Signed with the Mavs in 1997, and his NBA career lasted 13 seasons. 13 seasons, 12 different teams. He's been everywhere. But the most notable one is his final stop with the Thunder. Okay? He didn't play much, but his veteran leadership was massive for this team. And Kevin Durant really wanted to say this. So Oklahoma City went from 23 wins to 50 wins. All right. And in 2014, Kevin Durant said the following about Ollie. He said, he was a game changer for us. He was talking to Bill Simmons in this. He changed the whole culture, I think. He might not say it, but I think he changed the whole culture in Oklahoma City. His mindset, his professionalism every single day, and we all watched that. We all wanted to be like that, and it rubbed off on Russell, myself, Jeff Green, James Harden, and everybody that comes through now, there's a standard you've got to live up to as a Thunder player, and that started with Kevin Ollie. So there's the good about Kevin Ollie. Even as a player, he was a leader. And what I love about that is you have this veteran leader who's a journeyman, played for basically a different team every single year of his NBA career. And yet all these young up-and-coming superstars, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, they're all looking to him, and he's the one setting the standard. That's pretty impressive. But does that lead to good coaching? All right, so let's look at what happened. He then goes to UConn. All right, and this is at least the next part that I'm going to go. He succeeded Jim Calhoun, and I don't know if you remember that. That was kind of a unique leaving of Calhoun as well. But he was a phenomenal coach at UConn, and you wonder, when people lose a coach that has been there for so long, what kind of success is the next person going to have? And Kevin Ollie kind of did this weird thing where he was a good coach for the first couple years. He had a couple big wins against Michigan State. They made it to the Final Four in his second season in 2014. Not only did they make it to the Final Four, they won it as a 7 seed. So during the regular season, they were okay, but then in the tournament, they were phenomenal. He signed a 5-year contract a month later, but UConn was not good after that. They were not good. They only made the tournament one time in his next 4 years, and they fired him. And they said it was an NCAA investigation, revealed multiple rules violations. Here's something to be clear on. The most severe rules violation was he had a couple of alums, Ray Allen and Rudy Gay. He set up a phone call or phone calls between them and a top recruit. Okay. He was also accused of misleading the officials about the calls. Rules are rules. Don't get me wrong. I get that. So here's the question we have to ask. Kevin Ollie was a great player coach. He wasn't a great player. I don't know how to say this. He was a great teammate. He was a great leader as a player. As a coach, he's won a national championship, but it kind of seemed lucky. He was a 7 seed. The team was not playing that well, and then they caught fire over the tournament, and they won it all. And it was with Calhoun's guys, and then he proved he couldn't recruit. So you have one of two things here with Kevin Ollie. He's either a great coach that can't recruit, doesn't know how to build a team, or he got lucky and won a national championship, but his overall record shows he's not that great. He's not that great. And maybe while I'm talking to you, I'll look up his coaching record, and I can see if I can find that. It's interesting. It's really interesting. And maybe what happens is he's a good player. He just doesn't know how to recruit at a high level. Well, he doesn't have to do that in Detroit. Troy Weaver's got that taken care of for him. He's going to put together the team. Kevin Ollie doesn't have to worry about it. And in case you're wondering, his coaching record in 6 years at UConn, that's as a player. I don't know what his coaching record is. So anyways, I see 127-79, which would be pretty good, but that's not what it was. That was him as a player. So I think my question here is, as we start getting a little on this video, do you think Kevin Ollie is the right choice? Would you rather have him? Would you rather have Charles Lee? Would you rather have Mike Budenholzer? Would you rather have Nick Nurse? What would be the coaching thing here? We know that the Pistons front office has said they want to give a black coach a shot at running this team. I'm all for that. Is Kevin Ollie the right guy? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. That's the question you have to ask yourself. And will he be able to put together a good staff? I think these are all very interesting and intriguing questions. Let me know in the comments below. Are you happy about hearing the news that Kevin Ollie is the leading candidate for the Pistons coaching job? All right. See you on the next one.